All right. Hello, 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 hello. How's it going? Y'all doing all right? Okay. Rachel _ Havadia Art. Shalom. Shalom Chaverim. All right. Rachel _ VR. I'm not in my studio. Okay. So I'll wait a couple more seconds and then I'll get the party started. A couple more seconds. I apologize. I am later than usual. I know I say high noon United States Central Time. It's probably a quarter after, but you know, some days you just can't traffic. Okay, I'll wait one more second. Okay, I think that's good, huh? We got a lot of people. We got enough people in here. Okay, so I figured instead of going live from my studio like I have been since the beginning of the pandemic in March, I would go live from my exhibition. It took me a little while to get here. I had to drive over here, which is why I'm running a little bit late. And so I thought, you know, I'm doing, well, before I get into why I decided to do it here instead, I want to say a couple of things, a couple of quick announcements. I still have a brand new limited edition print available for sale off my website. If you go to howardsherman.com, there's a link in my profile. You click on available prints. There's a brand new print that's available for sale. You should go grab it while you can. Limited edition, hand-signed print. So go get that. Get on my email list so you get all the inside surprises and goodies that you're not going to get just following me on social media. And you click on contact at howardsherman.com, and you will get you'll subscribe and hit the black sign up button. Okay, so if you're not on my email list, get on my email list. Go grab that limited edition print at the available prints tab, and that's all at howardsherman.com. One other thing I want to point out. I've got a little bit extra time right now, so I am open to doing some one-on-one individual critiques. I haven't done them in a while, but I've got a little bit of time at the moment. So if you want information about that, you're going to have to send me an email. Do not direct message me. You're going to have to email me, okay? So anyway, that's all the public announcements I've got regarding that. What I decided to do today is a very quick little walkthrough of my show, and I think what I'm going to do is talk to you very briefly about materials. Now, I mentioned this in another video that I expanded upon, but I'm going to talk about it very briefly here because I think that how I handled materials with some of the work in this exhibition will be something that will be helpful to you as an example to you, okay? So that's every one of these I want there to be some sort of, the point of them after a little bit of promotion on the front end and maybe the back end is to do something that'll be of value to you, to be helpful for you, okay? So today we're gonna talk a little bit about materials and how that might be helpful to you using my work as an example. The first thing I want to do, I'm going to walk through the show really quickly. And then I'm not going to spend a lot of time doing this. I'm going to keep it kind of short. But because quite frankly, there's some really great videos I've already put out there that I think are really, really informative, especially that deep dive I did with the art critic Todd Camplin the other day. And there's a really nice little 5-minute glass tire tour. I've already told you all about it. But anyway, I'm going to walk through this really quickly. Oh, the other thing at the end, thank you to one or two of y'all sent me some emails about questions. I do appreciate those. If I feel I can use them, I will. Keep those coming, please, okay? So here I am in sort of street clothes today, right? Not in my usual uniform. Okay, I'm going to flip the camera around and just sort of back up. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this because you can watch this in other videos, but I figured I'd go ahead since I'm here at the gallery. It's a very spacious gallery. I just bumped into a chair. I'm going to do a quick walkthrough. I'm not sure I'm going to hit everything. One thing, it's a nice little piece back there, small little work back there that I'm realizing now I like that work, and I think people forget it's over there. It's on the counter here next to some catalogs and that art history book that I'm on the cover of. I mentioned that in the video in relation to the assemblage work. Anyway, I'm not going to talk a lot about this stuff right now, but this is a big painting. It's 100 inches tall and it's 60 inches wide. It's called Written in Heat, published at once. I'll walk back here. Okay, so what I'm going to get to today, again, you can see a really great, more thorough videos of this that I've already told you about before. What I want to, hold on. Okay, so it's back to me. There I am. Okay, what I want to talk to y'all about today, very briefly, is materials and how it's important to sometimes experiment with materials. What I've realized by this exhibition is that it had taken me a really long time to sort of make incremental experimentation with materials. And I think it's important to do that on a regular basis, just to sort of, like anything else, just to shake yourself out of your comfort zone. But it was weird. I almost feel like it didn't even dawn on me to do that until this exhibition. It's almost like the clouds parted. I'll tell you what, because going into this year, I had a little bit less pressure on me, and I guess it gave me a chance to sort of contemplate maybe and just sort of clear my head a little bit. And then what happened was, I'm going to switch the camera around. What happened when that head clearing occurred is I started to make little small works on sheets of canvas like these. Let me show you a couple more. I skipped over them. I would normally do these on sheets of paper, but I did these on sheets of canvas, and I'll tell you what, it doesn't sound like a big deal, but for me it's a huge deal. Just anything that touches different, feels different, looks different, and manipulates differently is kind of a thing. And then what I did was some of them actually became paintings like these, and I mounted them on wooden panels. And I got to tell you something, I mean, that really hard, rigid edge and surface was something that I have steered very, very clear of since like, Jesus, 2004, 2005. But for some reason, it felt okay, and I gave myself permission. And then what I realized, and this is as much through just making tons of work over and over and over again, as it is like having a head clearing epiphany moment, because you have those when you work, regardless of what kind of pressure you're under. But I realized I could sort of, this piece in particular is really important. But what I realized was I can sort of attack this with the same attitude that I attack the materials that I've been more comfortable with for a very, very, very long time. So meaning drilled into the wood. Don't do that. Don't come over here and do that. I normally wouldn't even do that. I attack the wood the way I would attack the other materials at times, just in a very physical, loose sort of way, even though it's not a loose material. It's really rigid and hard. And it's something I struggled with for a really long time. I don't know if I'm going to continue doing this or not. I'm just glad that I did it. All this, by the way, is like acrylic, peeled, dried acrylic skin, so, which has a kind of a different look to it. Anyway, I mean, I'm going to rotate back around. So really the big takeaway from this little walkthrough is, do things that feel uncomfortable in the studio and think about things in unusual ways. And a lot of that comes just through making a lot of work over and over and over again. But one thing that I've clearly forgotten that maybe you shouldn't is to sort of find a way to take pressure off yourself so that you can have those sorts of moments of clarity. Simple thought, but it's something that I think is worth seeing. Anyway, I'll flip it back around, show you a couple more big works on paper. And then I'm going to answer a quick question that I got from somebody, which is sort of a basic question, but it's a nice space, huh? Gallery space is nice. I'll flip it back around again. I got a question from someone who said something about, do you feel, I forget the guy's name, but he said something about he's very worried that he's making a certain style of art that people don't understand, because apparently the people that he's trying to impress only appreciate photography or photorealism. And I mean, he, like many people who send me questions, they kind of know the answer to the question, but they're looking for my approval or for my reinforcement or reiteration. And also I have to say, if you're watching, and I apologize, I don't have the email in front of me, but you got to make what feels right to you, and you got to get over what short-sighted people are going to say about your whatever abstract art or whatever you want to call it. I think that people get too pre-consumed with labels and viewpoints and stuff, and the best of all best work subscribes to the same sort of formal underpinning principles that you learn in undergraduate drawing one, value, form, composition, mark making, all these different things. The best of most work subscribes to those, whether it's quote unquote photo representational, still life painting, or some sort of abstract art. And so that's my answer. Are you more worried? The bottom line, I think the guy's name was Kyle. Kyle, are you more worried about what other people think, or are you more worried about making what feels right to you? Huh? You tell me. Anyway, that's I'm going to take a couple of quick questions, and we're going to call it a day. And I'm actually starting to think that I'm going to maybe not take questions off here anymore, because I find myself getting fucking aggravated, quite frankly. But maybe I just need to deal with it. And send in your questions. Don't be afraid. It's not you, it's me. Okay? I want to help. Any questions? Okay, I've got a question from Beznitz. Hi, why do you do on paper, not on a canvas? Okay, why do you work on, I think what you mean is why do you work on paper and not on canvas? Is that what you mean? I think that there's lots of reasons to work on paper and not work on canvas. First of all, sometimes you want to just draw on paper. You want to draw on a sketchbook. Paper's cheaper. The barrier to economic entry is lower with paper than it is with canvas. Canvas has a a thicker, durable feel, and generally requires a kind of preparation and expensive materials that paper doesn't. I was just shaking it up. It just felt right to shake it up, you know? And when you work on his paper as much as I do, for as many years as I do, sometimes you need to shake it up and try things differently. But there's a zillion reasons to work on paper. And there's a look to paper that, and a feel and a sensibility that's undeniable and irreplaceable. I mean, paper is like water. It's like penicillin. It's like the air you breathe, you know, for an artist. Okay. Let's see if we find one more good question. Well, Beznit's paper, as a follow-up, paper isn't so serious. That's a really fucking great thing you just said. Paper isn't so serious. The barrier to entry is low. If you do a drawing on paper, it's just paper, you know? I used to have big rolls of super cheap photo backdrop paper, and it was, back in the day, it was an incredible relief, you know? It's just paper. You know, you don't put anything in. You know, there's expensive paper, and you can get really good, high-quality, expensive paper, too. But so a lot of times, if you just find a good, inexpensive, lightweight paper, preferably acid-free, if you come up with a magic moment, go to town, you know? I mean, it's very inexpensive. And, yeah, if you tell yourself it isn't so serious and you're maybe Beznitz, when you say paper isn't so serious, ? I say, yes, paper isn't so serious. It allows you're giving yourself permission to play a little more. And that's where the magic's going to happen, you know. But having said that, though, I see a lot of people take very expensive materials of all sorts, and they're able to play and get really good results, too. It's just a matter of what they're trying to accomplish and how much money they want to spend. Who's the real Bull? Oh, okay. David Levy, artist, do you have a concept sketch before you start a piece? I don't. I think sketching can be really important, and having a sketchbook's a really great thing. But the plan is to have as little plan as possible. And that's kind of how I roll. Although, ironically, you end up with a very specific, there's a lot of continuity within your body of work. Anyway, I think that I'm going to sign off. I hope that was helpful. And I'm glad I had a chance to, I'm going to flip this around, share some of my work with you. Go watch the other videos. Grab that print off my website, Available Prints, under the Available Prints tab, and get on my email list. All right, I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.